Ja, ein Hallo nach Deutschland vom ersten Tag der Computex hier in Nangang in Taipei. Wir sind jetzt gleich am Plextor-Stand mit dem Martin Zoren und ja, wir gehen mal rüber. Es gibt sicherlich einige neue SSDs zu sehen. Hello Martin.
Hey Dan.
Thanks for welcoming us here at the Plextor booth.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, it's the first day of Computex, so we are still looking good. And
we are still
indeed,
fresh.
yeah. And you have a lot of new products here this year.
Yes.
And yeah, just tell us a little bit about the first product. It's a M6E, sorry, for Z97.
Exactly. Yeah, it's M6E. So we already launched a PCIe Express solution earlier this year. It came in an adapter because the Z97 platform was not launched yet. And as we all know, the Z97 has a very interesting feature that it gives direct onboard compatibility for an M.2 SSD.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have the option to go beyond the SATA barrier and increase the performance.
Yeah.
So at the heart of our M6E, which we introduced at the CeBIT, was already an M.2 SSD, and we are now basically launching it without the adapter card.
Yeah.
And you can see here on the demo, in the MSI board, it's fitted in the M.2 slot. And it gives much more options now to increase performance for storage.
Yeah, the performance numbers are of course much better than on SATA drives.
Yeah.
So do you see a transition as well in the future from the classical SSDs to M.2, or is it more like both will exist over the years?
I think at first both will still exist.
Yeah.
Because yeah, the 2.5, not everybody will upgrade to a new system immediately, so there will still be demand for 2.5 inch in the more classical format. But M.2 is more future-proof because you get things. It's the best of both worlds actually. You get more performance and more mobility. Yeah. So
yeah,
I think that's.
Get both positive sides. Yeah.
And the good thing about PCI Express, the limitations are not quite there because it uses lanes, and you can just increase the lanes that are used by the SSD, so increase the performance, potential performance even more in the future.
Indeed, yeah.
So first we start with a Gen 2x2, so it has a maximum performance of 1 GB per second. This will be enough for the next few months, and then in the future we are able to bring out the PCI Express with Gen 2x4, Gen 2x6, and so on, and that will increase the maximum performance to 2 GB per second, etc., etc. Yeah. So let's say the race is open again to get new fast drives in the market.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's not your flagship product on this Computex?
No.
Okay, so you have something more cooler even.
Well, yeah, exactly. As we said, 2.5 inch will still be popular the next few months. So we have the M5 Pro, which has been a quite popular drive in the high-end segment. And we're now bringing out the successor, which is the M6 Pro, and it's our new flagship product we're showing here. Cool. So let's go over there.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so here we are at the flagship product. So M6 Pro?
M6 Pro, yes.
So why are the numbers that high?
That's an interesting, good question that you ask, Dennis. Well, we all know that SSDs using SATA are reaching the limits, so there's less space to differentiate yourself, because everybody can now reach good numbers on sequential read and write performance. So from Plextor, we are very eager to differentiate ourselves, so we're always thinking about new features to implement. And this is a new feature called Plex Turbo, and it's a RAM acceleration feature. So it means that it uses a combination of system RAM with the DRAM cache on board on the SSD and the NAND flash of the SSD itself to increase the performance. And this is actually a very clever feature embedded in the firmware, and it gives you some advantages, because with small data you can just directly feed it via the RAM system in a cache system, so to say, and increase the speed beyond the limitations of SATA. Because we all know that the speed of RAM, system RAM especially, is very high.
Of course, yeah, great. That's impressive numbers. So can you adjust the amount of cache you want to give the system?
No, it's pre. Yeah, you know, there are other solutions on the market which give you also an option like this, where you have the software where you can create a storage space in the RAM. We have some other players in the market who also have some sort of system like this. But it's very important that you cap the amount of RAM that you use, because otherwise your system might get unstable with a lot of risk of using it. And we all know that RAM is volatile memory, so when there's power loss, you will lose your data, and that's something you don't want with SSDs. So the Plex Turbo feature is designed to use cache between 500 megabytes up to a maximum of 1 gigabyte. So it's a very stable feature. So even when you have a system of 4 gigabyte, you should be able to use it in a very good and stable way.
Great, cool. Yeah, great product. I think many of our high-end users will use it because the numbers are really impressive. It's good to give some extra features and to differentiate from all the others that are also making SSDs. I mean, you're also going to the performance over a certain time feature, which you introduced last CeBIT, I think.
That's our true speed feature.
True speed. So a lot of new stuff is coming from you. And for our readers, we have some cool things because you are also giving away some SSDs.
Yes.
So
as a matter of fact,
what do you have for our readers?
Well, I actually want to make 2 price packages with in total 3 products. So I want to make one price, which is our M6E, so PCI Express SSD with an adapter card. So even if you don't have a Z97 board, we're not planning to upgrade, you can use it on your current system. So you can use PCI Express on your system. And I want to make a package of 2 consumer SSDs, which is our M6S. And you can use it then in a RAID 0 configuration.
Cool, definitely. Great prices. And as always, you have to answer a question to win it. So can you imagine something which you want to ask?
I hope that somebody paid close attention to what I've been saying during this video. No, the question would be, what's the name of our RAM acceleration feature which is coming out on the M6 Pro?
I think that is possible to know. So send your answers to gewinnspiel@hardwareluxx.de, and then you can win SSDs from Plextor, really great price. So
we'll make it a first prize and a second prize.
We will just pick random. So you will be lucky, I think. Perfect. So thanks a lot for introducing us to the newest products. It was a pleasure to see you.
No problem.
Hope to see you next time.
Hope to see you next time.
Goodbye to Germany.
Bye bye.